What is going on, people? Welcome back again. Nick J. Francis channel. We're live. Arsenal versus Southampton kicking off any minute. Man is running a little bit late, but listen, it is what it is, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Man, I had to go get some snacks. Pre-game snacks pattern. Team news is out. Looks like Thomas Partey potentially starting at right back. That's the big talking point right now. And a lot of people saw this coming. A lot of people said that they saw this coming. At the end of the day, we had some injuries, big injuries to the team. Trying to just sort my stream out right now. Tommy Asu's still struggling for fitness. Ben White's been playing on an injury for a while. So I guess it shouldn't be too much of a surprise that we are in the position that we're in right now. Do you know what I'm saying? And Arsenal just getting us kicked off at the moment. Team news, David Raya, Thomas Partey, William Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori all starting. A very, very heavily rotated team. What's going on, bro? Shout out Himanshu. What's going on, brother? Big, heavily rotated team. Maybe more rotated than lots of Arsenal fans would have liked to see. Bit worrying with so much, like I say, so much rotation. But listen, let's see how it plays out. We should have enough. We've had situations in recent years where we've dropped points to Southampton. Do you know what I mean? We have lost to Southampton before, so we can't really be too cocky, like, we can't lose to them again because anything can happen. But we should have enough to go on and beat a Southampton team that just doesn't have the best record in the Premier League right now and has recently come up from the Championship. But, like I say, the last 3 performances we put in against them, we've managed to smoke them. But like I say, anything can happen. And we do have just a bit of, as Arsenal fans, we have that little bit of PTSD in terms of playing Southampton because, like I say, we've lost big results to them in the run-in before, when in seasons when you'd think that we should be up there battling for titles and stuff like that, they have been a team to undo us. But so's Aston Villa, and we swept Aston Villa aside pretty easily. So you'd hope that we can do the same thing with Southampton today. And I'll try as best I can to keep up to date with all the other scorelines across the other 3 o'clock kickoffs as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's see what other fixtures there are at the moment. What fixtures have we got? Brentford against Wolves, Leicester against Bournemouth, and Man City taking on Fulham. So Arsenal trying to stay ahead of Man City, of course. Liverpool won. Liverpool gone top. Arsenal need a big performance. And, I can't really see Fulham being able to stop Manchester City, if I'm being totally honest. But let's see what happens. Anything can happen. Do you know what I'm saying? Thomas Partey just plays. My worry with Thomas Partey is he just plays right back like a central midfielder would play right back. Raheem Sterling gets a start. So, up top, what we're looking at, Sterling, Saka, and Jesus with Havertz in the midfield. So, yeah, decent amount of rotation. Jorginho starting as well. Let's see how this midfield plays. Havertz and Jorginho do tend to play pretty well together. They have like a pretty good connection. It's good strength from Saka. But Havertz and Jorginho have a good track record of playing really well together. Saka just showing that strength there. And it's annoying for a player like Saka. He's still, he's maybe not carrying us in the way that he's carried us in seasons gone by. But the reality is he's still one of the undroppable players, right? You look at this team, heavy rotations in the midfield, heavy rotations up top, but still, it feels like a bit of a gamble. Aaron Ramsdale there, first corner kick against Aaron Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale, of course, coming back to play Arsenal for the first time since he left. And I hope that he got a good kind of respectful reception from the Arsenal fans, because he was a good servant for the club, and it was a big part of that comeback that we had to start being competitive again. The cross has fallen into the box. We've won the second ball out to Saka again. Can you find a cross? Find Sterling. Similar to what we saw. Oh, Saliba just drops. Can he get a shot away? Plays through. Sterling. Can we find a shot? Can anyone find a shot? We're right in there. Shouts for a penalty. No pen, no shot. Still 0-0. And Southampton are going to come away with the ball. And I think we saw this in the last game. I think that we're going to have some good success in terms of set pieces. I think from the second balls. I think the second balls could be really interesting. Just going to have a look at this again, see if there's a chance, shout for a penalty in there somewhere. No, it's come off the hand of Raheem Sterling. No, if anything, it's a Raheem Sterling handball. So definitely no penalty in there. But yeah, the second balls, people are starting to clock our corners, not starting to clock our corners because we're still scoring from corners, but people are starting to prepare themselves or try to set up to prepare from our corner kicks. Jorginho, just good interception there. Crossover from Jesus over to Saka. The cross wasn't the best. Yeah, Jesus, Sterling, and Saka against this Southampton team. And look, talent-wise, they're there. Talent-wise, that front three is really good on paper. But what can they actually deliver is going to be the conversation. Do you know what I mean? What can they actually do? Sterling's got himself amongst the goals. But we need to. Jesus sometimes trying to force a goal a little bit. We saw against in our last game, it was after the Bolton game. I can't remember the last league game, but coming on late and trying to force it. The ball's found Jesus back post. It's a poor finish as well. But yeah, Jesus, when he's running in behind, sometimes he's just so desperate. Obviously, he wants to be. He spent so much of his career as the second striker. He wants to be that main striker, and he just forces the shot sometimes when an easy pass is on sometimes, and he needs to understand that it's about the team ultimately. Saka cross slightly overhit to the back post. It's all Arsenal attacking in the first 5 minutes, though. And Havertz, Havertz doesn't play his best football in midfield. He plays his best football in the 9 for Arsenal anyway. But what we've been able to do, or what Arteta's been able to do, is get him playing this link-up role so much that now his role doesn't actually change that much when he's playing in the 9 or when he's playing in the 8. So the consistency of football we're starting to get from Havertz is a lot better. He looks a lot sharper. It's built off of him being a 9, but now when he drops into the 8, he's got kind of a set style of football that he plays, where he looks much, much more comfortable, in my opinion anyway. It's already 1-0 to West Ham against Ipswich, 6 minutes in. And I think West Ham are going to be one of the teams that Man United are playing in the next 5 games. That's good football, though. Good 1-2 passing. Sterling brought down. That is a shout for a penalty. That's gone for a goal kick. I'm not sure if we're going to get a VAR check on that. Sterling is pretty adamant that that's a penalty. The refs having absolutely none of it. Sterling was in there. Sterling comes in with the interception. Declan Rice to Jesus to Sterling. And let's see if there was maybe not enough contact. Beats the first defender. No, not enough contact. Nowhere near. That's borderline a dive, really, to be fair. Sterling's lucky not to come away with a second yellow. But the football's good. He just takes an extra touch as he's dribbling and starts to stumble. It's good refereeing, to be fair. He's not bought in to the foul or to the dive from Sterling. Sterling's back on the ball now. Lots of people wanted to see Ethan Nwaneri starting. We haven't seen that. Trossard is probably going to feel a little bit aggrieved, him not getting a start. But you'd imagine that, we're going to see them feature if we can go and take the game the way that we think that we should be able to take this game. Southampton really struggling to play out, as they haven't really been able to breach our half, even when they're playing out from the goal kick. They're trying to play the ball out and play some football, but we're suffocating them really, really well. They're doubling and tripling up on Saka. It's not really working because they're overloading this side of the pitch. And that's a foul from Saka. Someone's boot come off? Yeah, the Southampton defender's boots come off. Okay, we've got Gabriel Martinelli on the bench, Kivior, Tomiyasu, Trossard, Mikel Merino, Ethan Nwaneri. They're all there on the bench. So you'd expect to see these guys featuring. It's a good pass from Partey, but Havertz almost just didn't quite expect it. This is a good start. It's a good start from Arsenal, but we need to just make sure. What are you saying, Nathan? Shout out Nathan, man. Man's here, bro. I'm ready for you, man's game tomorrow. Man is saying, era's come to an end. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the big talking point tomorrow. You let me know what you think. But yeah, Arsenal doing well just to suffocate Southampton. They're not really able to get out, but we have to stay, we have to stay sharp. We have to stay on it. And, we beat Chelsea 6-0 last season. I want to be seeing some of these types of performances because, from a output perspective, we just haven't been at the level that we were last season, if we're being totally honest. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be really important to me to see if we can go 2 or 3 goals up to stick with that same level of momentum and keep pushing. But like I said, at the moment, we've seen with Aaron Ramsdale the difficulty that he has. He's decent playing out from the back. They're going to go long. They go long this time. Yeah, they go long, and I don't know who their striker is, but he's just not getting a sniff up against Saliba. Ross Stewart. I don't know much about Ross Stewart, I'll be honest with you, but they've gone long to him a couple of times, and he just cannot battle Saliba at all. Saliba's obviously, in recent weeks, dealt with Jamie Vardy and dealt with Haaland, and so Ross Stewart's just not offering him too much of a battle, to be honest with you. But we've got to stay switched on. But the Arsenal team feels different. Like it definitely does. We're not winning the 4s. Last season I think we were more like a Chelsea, where we might win 4 or 5-0. We might lose games. Chelsea feels like they are where we were a season or 2 ago. Now we feel like, okay, fine, we might only win 1 or 2-0, but that 1 or 2-0 is a lot more sustainable. Havertz played in. It's good defending, just couldn't quite get the ball across. I think that's Kyle Walker-Peters. Is that Kyle Walker-Peters? No, it is Kyle Walker-Peters, yeah. That was a good pass from Jorginho. And you know what? Having Rice and Partey and Jorginho both on the pitch, Jorginho is brilliant for games like this. I like the Jorginho start from Arteta in a game like this, where it's a low block and you've got to break it down, because Jorginho is one of the best line breakers. When you've got the lines of a defensive 4 and a midfield 4 in front of that, he's able to find passes through, passes over, reverse passes that people don't see. And that's what it was. He's running towards the ball and cuts a reverse pass the way the defenders aren't expecting. Another corner for Arsenal, back post. And I think it's gone for another corner again. And Aaron Ramsdale, in typical Aaron Ramsdale fashion, comes and just flaps at the corner. And Arsenal fans will know all about that. And of course, man's got my chicken pakoras, like, man needs a snack in the game, like that. But I've got to keep on top of this, because it could be, when Arsenal's taking a corner, obviously, man, no, it could be a goal at any point. Do you know what I'm saying? Add a little overlay on. I might even have to edit this very soon. Declan Rice corner. Looks like Ramsdale's going to come for the corners quite a lot. He comes for that one. And Havertz just flicks it over. Good variation on the corners. Straight away. We can see Saka. He went back post with a couple. This time, Declan Rice on the other side. He's just dropped it into the near post. And Havertz not able to get. He just needs to flick it, and it just comes off the top of his head and it just goes too high. But if he can get a flick on it, Aaron Ramsdale is really committing himself for these corners. And if he misses one, or we can get a good connection, that will definitely be a place that he can. I think that could be a mistake from Southampton to let Ramsdale come out and try to attack these corners, because that's not really a strength of his. You probably want your bigger players giving him a bit of protection, I would say. Especially with the way that we know that one of our players, normally Ben White, obviously he's injured, is going to just try to hassle him a little bit. Goal kick goes long. Calafiori, really brilliant touch just to settle the defense. Calafiori again. Calafiori and Saliba playing some really good football. Saliba's added something to his game. He's really added the passing range to his game and passing out. I know he's always had that, but he's added a bit of strength plus the composure to pass the ball out. And the quality of his passing before was good, but now I think it's gone up a level and almost like setting up attacks just through his passing. I really like what I'm seeing so far. Nathan said, gonna get battered tomorrow. Yeah, what's your score prediction for tomorrow? You know what? I think you might draw tomorrow. You should get battered, don't get me wrong. But you lot's managers, Rangnick, Ollie, even Van Gaal and Moyes would have their times when they know they're going to get sacked in the morning. They would just pull off a win. They would just find a win out of nowhere. And if you can't find a win, he probably does deserve to go, because the reality of the situation is lots of these players are now his players. So the excuses just aren't, not excuses, but yeah, the excuses, I can't think of a better word. The excuses just aren't there. He's run out of excuses. They're his players. He's brought them in. Big money signings, big CVs, experience playing at the top level. They've worked with him before. You'd expect it to gel pretty quickly. and it just hasn't. And it's tough. It is tough. You know, I don't know if he deserves more time. It's a lot of new players to bed in. It's been a busy transfer window, and there's a lot of new faces. But I think the fact, if these were all new players that weren't his players, I think he'd have a little bit. I think Ten Hag would have more time to bed in. But because these players are not his, because these players are his or people that he's worked with in the past, there's a rugby tackle on Kai Havertz in the box. I don't know how that's not a foul. No shout for a penalty there. And Southampton are going to try and break away with the ball now. And Arsenal are a team who struggled to pass through them, but you could, like we saw with Leicester, you might have to pick up the ball and drive and run through them. And that defensive transition from Arsenal is really good. They haven't really had to defend for 15 minutes, but Southampton start to come forwards and they get into their defensive block really, really quickly. That's where we used to concede goals, easy goals, you know, in that defensive transition. That's where we'd be a nightmare. We used to, you know, really struggle with someone like Liverpool because they'd counter so fast. We've managed to push Southampton back all the way back to their defence just to keep going for the kind of slow rebuild. And I'm curious to see how they think that they're going to be able to break us down. That was good from the attacker quickly dropping into the 10 and creating an angle. And this is what I expected. Crosses into the box is probably their best chance. Walker Peters with the strike, and it got straight into David Raya's hands. But it's all about that striker for Southampton. They've got their striker. They're moving the ball left and right, and he's just going to find an opportunity to catch us off guard and try and drop into the midfield and receive that ball and try and set them up from there. It's not a bad tactic if he can do it well, especially against someone like a Jorginho, where the defensive part of his game is not the best. Rice is probably the person that's going to have to keep an eye on that. And again, Havertz on the counter-attack for Arsenal. And I like what I'm seeing with Havertz dropping wide and kind of allowing Saka to overlap. There's got to be a free kick for that. The guys hold it. The rest played the advantage, but there's no real advantage because you've had to go backwards. So that's got to be a free kick. And I want to see a yellow card for that challenge. He's literally pulling Saka's arm for about 5 to 10 yards. Yeah, Havertz doing a really good job in midfield, which is not, you know, it hasn't been his best position since he signed for Arsenal, but he's looking quite comfortable there. But he's been given a lot of freedom there. Saka pushes up, the defense goes backwards with him. Havertz drops into the midfield, Havertz drops wide. There's another foul in there on Jorginho. We're not getting any of these fouls called by the referee. What's going on? Oh, great feet from Saliba. Saliba just drops the shoulder and puts Ross Stewart on his backside. That is mad. Man said all his streams are down. I got man's got a box still. I ain't even got a stream for you, my bro. Good. It's just really, really good control play. And to be fair, I don't want to praise Arsenal too much. Because the reality of the situation is Southampton aren't offering too much. Right? I'm not going to say not offering anything. They're playing their game plan, but they're not offering too much. Sterling goes around the outside of the fullback, cuts back. Sterling's legs definitely aren't gone, but he's not the electric Sterling that we've seen in the past. But he shows what we can do. We already know with Martinelli, but what would happen if we have like a bit more of a controlled winger on that side? And having Calafiori already makes Martinelli, his output looks a lot better. But it shows what we can do on that left-hand side, what that potential looks like. Coming up to 19 minutes in, it's been all Arsenal. Couple of good chances. I do want to see more shots there. That is the one thing. You know, we know how good we are for corners. Everyone's talking about it. You know, let's get more shots off. Do you know what I mean? We're either going to get goals, we're going to get deflections, and Southampton don't look very quick on the counter. That is a great challenge from Partey. Good football. Jesus in the midfield. Can he find a pass? He can. Saka goes for the shot and we'll take that corner. That's much, much better. It's a brilliant tackle from Partey. Sets up that attack. And it's good football. Again, Jesus just takes a little bit too long to decide if he's going to offload the ball or if he's going to go for the shot. He offloads it in the end, which is the right decision. And by that time, the shooting opportunity is not quite there. But then we get ourselves a corner. And that's exactly what we need to do. You know, we know statistically we're probably going to score one of these corners. Let's keep getting these corners time and time again. And Saka just in some communication before taking this corner here. Cross comes in. Is that going to be another back post? It is back post. Ramsdale misses it again, and it's a corner from the other side again. Ramsdale is a nightmare from these corners, but he's come for every single corner, and he just misses them. He just misses every single one. It's not funny, but it is. Like, Declan Rice now. Is Declan Rice going to drop that ball near post like we saw before? Gabriel's on the edge of the box. He's waiting to run in for it. And again, I'm predicting we can score from a second ball. Not necessarily a direct header, but I can see a second ball being the way that we score from one of these corners. Rice's corner comes in. That one goes back post. The ref has blown for a foul. Havertz headed that in nice and easy, but the whistle had gone. I think somebody's down, injured, or down for a foul. They're going to retake the corner. I think the ref blew just before the corner came in. Let's see what it was. Is it Calafiori? I don't even think that's a foul, to be honest with you. Downs is standing there and Calafiori just runs into him and Downs goes down, but Downs goes down. But, you know, I don't know. I didn't even think that was really a foul, to be honest, but it is what it is. We're going to go back post again, and this time it goes straight out. It's so annoying. It is so annoying. Nathan said I was expecting early goals, to be fair. The way that the game's going, we're there or thereabouts. We will be there. Obviously, you know what? I'll be honest with you, bro. If we started our starting 11, we're already a goal or two up, in my opinion. But the manager's chosen to rotate, and I actually back the decision to rotate. Ramsdale for pass out, easily defended again from Saliba, and that's a foul on Saka. That's high. That is a very, very high challenge from Walker-Peters. And Walker-Peters knows. Jorginho offloads that ball. Oh, that's high up on the shin. I think that's got to be a yellow card. That's got to be, yeah, that's borderline a red. I'm not going to lie. That's at least a yellow card. At least a yellow card. That's way high up on his shin. It's a yellow card. He's lucky to stay on the pitch. He's actually very lucky to stay on the pitch. But yeah, early goals. Listen, we're in complete control of the game. You know, that's why I'm not panicking. They're struggling to break us down. They're struggling to counter. And we're there. Do you know what I mean? Havertz is not playing in the 9. He's playing in the 8. Jesus is up there. You know, our conversion rate as a team is not going to be what it would normally be, right? So that's what's going to happen. But the chances are being created. And Aaron Ramsdale looks awful from his corners. That's a great pass from Jorginho through the legs of the defender, of the midfielder, through to Jesus. But Jesus just didn't quite read it. It's a very, very good pass. Jorginho's playing well. That's why I'm not too worried. Jorginho's playing well. Partey's playing well. So many players around the pitch playing really, really well. I think, if anything, this highlights the need for a number 9 in this team, because actually Havertz is growing into his role as a 10. But Jesus is not really growing as an out-and-out 9. That's where I would say there's potentially a problem, and where you'd think actually you look at this team and you put in an Isak, or you put in this team, I don't know who else I would want, Gyökeres, or someone like that. You put in one of these strikers into this team, and teams would be getting blown away crazily. Jesus is just not a problem, but doesn't give us that level of output that other players do give us. Do you know what I mean? So that's where we're at. What's that gone for? Is ball gone for a throw, or? I think Ross Stewart is down injured. He's got some discomfort in his thigh. But yeah, he can't live with Saliba. That's just what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? But Ramsdale from these corners, like I say, we know what he's all about. He comes out for the corners aggressively, and a lot of them he misses. And then we'd expect ourselves to go on and get relatively easy goals off the back of that. Manager's taking a minute to have a little team talk. Martin Ødegaard in the stands. I can't wait for Ødegaard to come back. I really can't. Ødegaard in this. Yeah, Ben White is in the stands as well with his mum, it looks like. To have Ben White and Ødegaard out and still be having the kind of output that we're having is brilliant. Like I said, I'm not too worried right now because you know what? It's 26 minutes in, we haven't scored, but it's not like it's not like it's a real struggle. We look quite comfortable. Yeah, Ross Stewart is going to come off. And it's like Cameron Archer's going to come on. Cameron Archer, that's an interesting stuff. Obviously, Cameron Archer's going to give them something a little bit different, right? Ross Stewart, they're going to go long and look for him to hold up the ball. Archer, a bit more of a ball player. If you can get him into the final third, he's going to look at shots. He's going to be a little bit more, it sounds really silly, but a little bit more attacking, a little bit more controlled. Cameron Archer had a brilliant season last year in the Championship. And Southampton not really trying to press, which is allowing our defence to have a lot of time to build up our attacks. They're pretty happy defending from sort of the halfway line. They're defending their half more than pressing or even defending their box. They're really just defending their half. And Saka is looking a little bit. It's a good pass from Partey again, breaking the line. That's a foul, surely? Yeah, that's another foul. He said, "You need to win today after Liverpool result. Don't want gaps to start happening." Now, for sure, I think. Listen, Liverpool also haven't played anyone yet. No one in the top 8 anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? I did say at the beginning of the season, I'm more worried about playing Liverpool than I am about playing Man City this season. I said that before the Man City game. I thought they just have more in attack. Maybe not more in midfield, but more in attack. Now they sorted out their midfield. Things look good. But they haven't played anyone in the top 8, top 9. so far. They've played, of the big six, they played Manchester United, but like a really poor, Manchester United were really bad on that day. And in this game, I think we'll win. There's no signs that we're not going to win. The only thing that isn't there right now is the level of intensity that we would normally see. I was just about to say Saka's playing pretty in first, maybe even second gear. It's looking a bit like walking football at the moment. The level of intensity isn't quite there. But again, it's poor cross from Saka, to be fair, goes straight to Aaron Ramsdale's hands. But again, it's difficult. Southampton don't really look like they want to do too much besides just go long. Aaron Ramsdale goes long there, and it just goes straight out for a throw. And I will say Havertz is the one player that I think is still playing in second or third gear and helping us kind of change the pace of the game a little bit. Trossard would definitely do that. Martinelli would definitely do that. We've got a lot of slow, controlled players on the pitch at the moment. Jorginho, Partey, Havertz. Jesus, not slow running, but like in the style of play that they play, we don't really have that many like erratic runners. Do you know what I mean? Saka is pretty controlled. Even Sterling now, he's not the fast, rapid, direct winger he used to be. He's a bit more of a slower, more controlled player than he used to be. When he was younger. That's a good pass from Jesus there from Havertz. Can he find the ball back? He can. Kai Havertz can't get the shot away cleanly. It's good football, though. Really good football. Like I say, once we get into the final third, once we find that moment, Havertz is just playing some really good football. That shot's not the best, but he's playing like a wall. So when the ball comes into him, and he just pops it off first time, and he's barely put a pass wrong. In fact, I don't think he has put a pass wrong in half an hour of football. For any of you watching the game, it's really controlled from Arsenal. We need a little bit more. We need to step it up. We shouldn't go into the half at 0-0. But I'm still not too concerned. And I just think Havertz, can't praise him enough for the way he's playing. In Southampton, it's a struggling Southampton side, so let's not take too much from that. But Kai Havertz is playing some really good stuff. Declan Rice in behind. We get another corner. Rice in behind is always an interesting one. He never really looks, he's got such long strides. He never really looks in complete control of the ball when he's dribbling. The ref is already giving Arsenal players a talking to. I don't know why. But yeah, we definitely shouldn't go into the half without scoring. Definitely. If they go in with a clean sheet, I'll be very surprised. But over half an hour gone. And again, we know how suspect Aaron Ramsdale can be. Let's test that. This time we go short. Rice again. Does he find Saka? Finds Jorginho. Finds Saka. And the shot is hit way over by Bukayo Saka. What was that? Saka didn't even really believe in that shot, right? He just licked it. I guess you've got to try it every now and again. You've got to try something different every now and again just to try and keep your opponents on their toes. But let's go back to putting that on the centre-back's head, shall we? I wonder how much, the Championship, the teams that are coming up from the Championship, they ain't got the technical quality of the Premier League players or the consistency of the Premier League players, but you wonder maybe how much playing in the Championship makes teams like Southampton more prepared for defending from set pieces. That, it's an interesting question. Are our set pieces actually better suited to going at certain teams, maybe mid-table Premier League teams versus teams that have spent a year or two down in the Championship, where that's going to be referee. It's another foul. That's got to be a yellow card. He's committed 3 or 4 fouls. It is a yellow card. Good refereeing again. That's his 3rd or 4th foul that he's committed, Bednarak. I can see the frustration from Jesus. A long ball over the top. Jesus chests it down really well. Drops the shoulder on Bednarak and he's gone in behind. And Bednarak just pulls back his shirt. And if he doesn't pull back his shirt, maybe he's in. That's better from Jesus. Sometimes I like Jesus more out wide, to be honest with you. In a game like this where actually we don't need legs in behind because, the game's pretty slow, I wonder how much we don't need Sterling And maybe what we could have done is have Jesus out wide, have Havertz in the 9 spot where he's used to playing, and have Wanyeri in the 10. Yeah, that's something that I would have maybe looked at, but it's a poor cross from Declan Rice. But can we get the second ball? I think that's Aribo up against Jesus, who goes for a throw. And yeah, it's a must-win game for us. Don't get me wrong, but it's also a game that's we're pretty confident we will win and can win, right? We still have a lot of talent to come off the bench. We're doing well as is. To be fair, we're not doing too badly. I don't think Southampton have had a shot on target. They barely had a shot. So Partey, big long throw, doesn't really reach anyone. Saliba drops it down back to Partey. I think Partey and Havertz have just been so good today. Jorginho as well. Jorginho's kind of gone out of the game a little bit, but that's sort of how he is. You don't really want him too involved. Sterling, little cross into the box. Don't mind that. Saka, Havertz. We're playing some good football in and around the box. You can see Southampton just don't look comfortable defending. Wow, so more great passing from Jorginho again. Crossing from Havertz, not the best cross. It was a decent cross, but cut out. Gabriel goes for a strike. Well over. Well over. Some of the passes really good. It's almost like they don't expect some of the passes from Jorginho and Havertz. You could always see that Gabriel was winding up for that shot. No respect for Aaron Ramsdale whatsoever to wind up for a half volley from 35 yards out, but Calafiori wins that header really well. It's almost like a 4-4-2 the way that we're playing. You've got Havertz and Jesus both right up there, right up high. Southampton coming forward now. Their first real kind of sustained passing attack. First time they've really been able to pass through Arsenal's pressing. It's a good pass into the box. There's a shot there, but it's blocked. And that will come away. It's Jesus coming away with the ball. And who was that? Sterling up there. There was an opportunity to cross the ball for Saka. He was in behind. Jesus didn't take it. And that's what I mean about Jesus, just slowing the game down a little bit. When we're in the counter-attack, we need someone there. And now he reluctantly trudges forward. That's what Havertz gives us in really good aggressive press. Ødegaard gives us a really good aggressive press. Trossard, less so, but he's been doing it more recently. Jesus just looks so reluctant to run around and press. His off-the-ball work is just not very good. That's the only way I can put it. On the ball, he's good, but off the ball, he just doesn't offer enough. Calafiori fouled there, and that could probably be another yellow card. Yeah, it will be. Yeah, Jay-Z's poor decision making. He cuts inside. Sterling's doing okay. Sterling is doing okay. But he's playing quite slow and controlled, same as how Saka plays. Hold the ball, look for passes, slow and controlled, trying to kind of carve them open a little bit. I think it's better when you've got one person who's controlled and another one who's a bit more direct, and we're not really seeing a very direct Sterling. I'd say Partey, Jorginho, and Havertz have been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. .39 coming up to 40 minutes any minute. Any second, rather. Saka. What can he do? Rice. Oh. Is that right? Is that Jorginho? It's Jorginho. Just wide from the edge of the box. Arsenal seem quite comfortable, but I guess at a certain point you have to give some credit to Southampton for not conceding, because, you know, they've had hardly any of the ball. They've not really played well, but you've got to give them credit for what they have done, which is not concede for 45 minutes or for 40 minutes at the Emirates. Calafiori, brilliant. But bro, you man also lost 3-0 to Tottenham, so swings and roundabouts, blood. You know what I'm saying? Can't even fucking get the food out of my beard. Fucking up. Yeah, you man lost 3-0 to Spurs, blood. So, you know what I mean? You beat them 3-0 for what? For your manager to get sacked? His peak. Obviously, we're playing with a rotated team, but we look good. They got, what, 3 or 4 yellow cards. We don't have any. We're playing okay. We just need to be able to find that finish. And, yeah, we just need to be able to find that finish. That's all we need, that finishing touch. And obviously, look, we've used this game to bring in Sterling, to bring in Jesus. We're using this as like a confidence builder for our attackers. We still got, like I said, we've got Trossard who's on good form. We've got Ranieri who's on good form. And there's a dive there. Southampton just come away with the ball. They're on a run. And their attacker decides to dive against Gabriel. He fakes going into the attack, and then he drops the shoulder. And the referee has not moved. And I have to say, I'll give big credit to the ref so far this game. Going to check on the other scores. Nathan said City are drawing 1-1. Is it an Arsenal boy that scored? Nah, it's Pereira. Ex-Man United player that scored. Maybe you man should have kept him. 3-2, Brentford against Wolves. Brentford up by 3. 3-2. 1-1 with Ipswich, West Ham. And 1-0 Leicester against Bournemouth. The only 0-0 game is us against Southampton. And we've had all of the, we've had all the stats and all that kind of stuff. But, at a certain point, it's not about stats, right? 66% possession, 11 shots. And it's just the finishing. We've had 11 shots, none on target. Lots close, but none on target with 11 shots. So we need better finishing. But this is it. But this is what happens. You bring in Jesus, unfortunately, like it or not. And this is what's going to happen, right? The level of output that we get from Jesus just isn't good enough. That's just the truth, as savage as that sounds. Sterling, ball across the box. Oh, and Havertz. I think that's Havertz fouling the defender there. A bit sloppy. We're trying to we don't really have. I'm trying to look at our team and see where the goal is going to come from. Saka, maybe Saka can drop in. You know what they've got a really, they're playing a back five, so we're struggling to get through the central three. Two of that three is on a yellow card. Bednarek and Walker Peters are both on a yellow card. We should really, in my opinion, run at them. What we're trying to do is go around the back five, get into the gaps between the wing backs and the back three, and get around the back five. And we're able to do that with some relative success, but then we need the finishes and the chances that we're creating to be a little bit cleaner. That's a good header from Havertz. Sterling, he's going direct. Be direct and cut in. Get a shot away. We need a shot. We need a shot. We need a shot. He gets the shot away a little bit late. It's deflected. Saka back to Partey. Partey to Havertz. And Jesus learned his lesson that time. That time he did switch the ball nice and quick. Saka being a nightmare for the defence. And Southampton's defence just defending really resolutely there. Just hit 45 minutes. Let's see how much extra time there's going to be. I can't imagine there's more than 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes. Not a lot has happened, but it's a good pass from Gabriel. I need to see Saka go direct at some point and get a shot away. It was Thomas Partey with the shot. It's spilled by Ramsdale. And is that going to go for a corner? Or is that a goal kick? Ramsdale makes the save, and now Ramsdale's down in a crumple. Partey goes for a low-driven shot. It should be a corner, but I don't know what the ref's actually given. And Ramsdale's down with some problems. Now he's going to be getting some treatment. Man City drop points here. Oh my days. And now once Aaron Ramsdale's up, is that going to be a corner or a goal kick? It's really difficult to see. That was better play from Jesus, do you know what I'm saying? But still not good enough. Nathan said, yeah, for real, once it's on a yellow, get at them, apply pressure and hope for a bad tackle. 100%. They're proper, like, they're not rattled, but they're defending on the edge. They're flying into challenges. It is a corner. Probably one of the last attacking actions for Arsenal of the game or of the half. Let's go back to our conventional corner. Saka puts it in, back post. And again, it's going to go for another corner. But the Southampton defender, Bednarek, has got there first. Why is that happening? These corners aren't the corners that we're used to seeing from Arsenal. He's literally all alone. No Calafiori around him, no Havertz, no nothing. We've definitely tried to use this game to change a lot of things, not just the starting 11. We've changed the way we're going about the corners as well. We've done some short corners. We've done some edge of the box corners. We're trying certain different things. And I'm not sure how much... we're changing quite a lot. I don't think that we should change too much. And the ref is making Rice move the ball a millimetre for the corner. Let me not criticise the ref. The ref's had a good half, to be fair. So let me not criticise him. Let's see if no one's on the goalkeeper. No one's crowding the goalkeeper like we normally would. Again, Aaron Ramsdale punches. Saka's got the ball on the edge of the box. And the ref blows the whistle for the half. And I think the Arsenal players are fuming, absolutely fuming that there's, not been able to play that on because we're in a good attacking position. But listen, half-time in the Arsenal game, half-time in the Man City game against Fulham. It's 4-2. Let's go around the games. 0-0 at Arsenal. The scoreline doesn't tell you everything, right? Because Arsenal are really on top in this game. Southampton haven't offered much. Again, one of the things that I've been critical of Arteta about so far this season is how do we start the second half? We need to start the second half and think about what they're going to do. You look at Leicester, In Leicester, we were in cruise control, 2-0 up. Leicester came out in the second half, changed things, decided to do some things quite differently, and it was 2-2 pretty quickly. So let's not just focus on our performance. Let's think about what Southampton may potentially change going into that second half and try to be proactive in dealing with that. But 0-0 in that game. Brentford 4-2 against Wolves, and the game's still going on. Nathan Collins and Bomo scored a penalty. Christian Norgard and Ethan Pinnock all scoring. Mateus Cunha and Larson scoring for Wolves. Manchester City, Gundogan scored. Oh, not Gundogan. Andres Pereira scored 26 minutes in, and then Kovacic scored to make it 1. So Manchester City were 1-0 down again at home, and that's happened a couple of times. Ipswich scored against them first. A few times so far this season, they've gone 1-0 down first. And that, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, Bornetta, or Nete, the Italian guy. I know it's number 40 on his back. I remember that from when he played against us. He scored against Bournemouth for Leicester, so Leicester are 1-0 up. And Ipswich were 1-1, but now it's 2-1. 1 minute in, Mikel Antonio. 6 minutes in, Liam Delap, and then Mohamed Kudus scoring to make it 2-1. So West Ham are winning. And if I'm not mistaken, I think West Ham are Man United's next game after this. No, I am mistaken. They're definitely in their next 5 league games. Man United play Aston Villa tomorrow. They play Brentford next week. And then they play West Ham the week after. That's a tough run. You know, that is a tough run. And I did say, I don't think Man United gets 7 points from their next 5 league games. They've got Aston Villa tomorrow, which most people think they'll probably lose. They've got Brentford, who are playing really good football and currently have scored 4 today. They're playing West Ham, who West Ham have been struggling. That's the game I thought that Man United had the best chance of winning, but West Ham currently beating Ipswich, but still that's probably their best chance of getting three points in the league. Then they play Chelsea. I don't think they're beating Chelsea, let's be honest. I don't think they can live with Cole Palmer at the moment. And then they're playing Leicester. That's their next 5 games. You know, if they get 7 points from those 5 games, I'll be really surprised. You know, something has to change there. But in terms of our game, like I say, we've been all over Southampton, but just not getting the goal. 14 shots, 70% possession, 8 corners, but still only 1 shot on target. 1 shot on target. A lot of that is, for me, we've changed the corners, the way we're going about the corners. We know we typically crowd out the goalkeeper, make it really difficult for him. We haven't done that against Aaron Ramsdale, and Aaron Ramsdale we know is not the best from corners. You know, there's a lot of stuff we know about Ramsdale in terms of having him be at our club and being able to deal with him and know where his weaknesses are. We're not really at this point in time, in my opinion, exploiting those weaknesses enough. And we're just not doing enough to go on and win the game, if I'm honest with you, just at this point. We need more shots. If I'm looking at our lineup, I think our back 5 has been brilliant. I think Jorginho and Havertz have been absolutely fantastic. I think Sterling and Saka could do a bit more. Saka is in and out of the game. He's in the game consistently because he's always in the game. We use him a lot, but he's playing in second gear. You know, we might as well have a Martinelli on or someone that's going to give us more in this particular game because he's just playing first or second gear. Receive the ball, play it back, maybe take on his defender, maybe not. It's all pretty casual from Saka at the moment. He can definitely take. He's somebody. He can give us a moment, right? He can cut in and go and get that shot. But from Saka right now, I can't say he's playing more than a 6. Fantastic player. We all love him, obviously, but just not playing more than a 6 in this particular game. Sterling, similar. You know, he's not got the legs that a young, rapid, exciting Sterling would play. He plays more similar to like slows the game down, very controlled. But actually, we might need someone like a Martinelli to come on and run out this defence. And there's gaps. There's gaps in this defence. Once Southampton come and push up, they've got a back 5. The gaps between their wing backs and their back 3 are quite open. We can exploit that gap. And the player that's been there to exploit that gap so far in this half has been Gabriel Jesus. He just hasn't done it very well. We need a striker that looks to goal and wants to go direct and knows when to pass and when to play. And there are too many times when he's looking to run the ball when he should look to pass, and he's looking to pass when he should run the ball. We need to get those decisions right. There was one where he should have switched it to Saka. Saka would have been in. He didn't do it. The second time he did do it, and to be fair, it was the right decision. It just didn't really come to anything in the end. So, and Kai Havertz, I think, has been probably our best player so far. He's doing his job perfectly. What we expect from Kai Havertz: big, strong physical presence, pinning the defender, holding the ball up, but also the passing. When he receives the ball, one touch passing out to the wing back, one touch passing in behind. He's done little flicks into the box for our other strikers to go on and get goals. I think he's been really, really fantastic so far this half. But Jesus just not quite sharp. He doesn't look sharp to me. Jesus is showing us today why he comes on off the bench for sort of 15, 20 minutes as a cameo player, and why he's not a starting number 9 for Arsenal, because he's showing us again today that he can't be a starting number 9 for Arsenal. He just doesn't offer enough. He doesn't offer enough variety. His decision making isn't good. He's not a clinical number 9. Brilliant player, great technical player, could do bits and pieces for the team, but just can't start. And for me, if we started Martinelli and Trossard, and I understand why we didn't, we've got to rotate the team and all that good stuff, I understand all that, but I'm somebody that calls for more rotation, so I can't really complain about it now. But if we start Martinelli and Trossard in the positions that we started Sterling and Jesus, for me, we're winning this game 2, maybe 3-0 at this point. The only thing with the centre backs is we're just not attacking from set pieces the way that we normally would. That's my only thing. But other than that, they've been brilliant. So, for me, we've got to go out there in the second half, and like I say, we've got to look at what Southampton are potentially going to do to try to offset what we've been doing. But this is not just a must-win game in terms of putting pressure on Manchester City and keeping up with Liverpool. This is a must-win game in terms of we're on top. This has been probably the easiest game we've played, and actually, we have a tendency to make these games really difficult, right? The only team we played so far that's just come up for the Championship is Leicester, and we were throwing that game away until the late minutes in the game. So let's make sure that we're not doing that again, because we were on top in that game and we let it slide. We're on top in this game. We have to make sure that we don't let that slide and go out and get goals. The goals are there to be gotten. Like I say, you look at their back 5. They've got Manning and Sugawara at wing backs, but of their back 3, Walker-Peters on the yellow, Bednarak on the yellow, and then you've got Harbour-Bellis as well. Those 3, all 2 of the 3 are on yellow cards. Let's get at these guys. Aaron Ramsdale, we know his deficiencies. When we have challenged him from corners, he's flapped at the corners and he's punched the ball back into danger areas. Aaron Ramsdale has not come and dealt with a single one of our corners. To be fair, Jan Bednarak has been doing that really well, but Aaron Ramsdale has looked average from the corners. We can get at him there. And then we haven't really had a shot on target other than the Partey shot, and he fluffed it. He went straight to him, and he kind of knocked it back into danger area again, and there was an opportunity for Sterling to tap it in. Let's put it on this goalkeeper. We know his deficiencies. We know that the weaknesses that he has. We need more shots. A lot of the shots that we're having are long-distance speculative shots. Like I say, 14 shots, 1 on target. That there is unacceptable for an Arsenal team of this quality, or for any team that's looking at potentially trying to win the league. We need a better conversion rate, not just in terms of converting into goals, but in terms of converting shots into shots on target. If we put half of those shots on target, there's no way we're still drawing 0-0. So if we go out into the second half, what we can't do is end the game with 30 shots and 2 shots on target and no goals. That's criminal. For them, they've had 2 shots, 1 on target, and their shot on target was also super speculative from their defender all the way out, 40 yards out, and it was just easily collected by Raya. So they're not really, as it stands in this half, they've not offered anything, and so we're playing against a team who's really happy to go to draw 0-0 and not offering anything, and we have to be the people that are setting the pace of the game. That's both attacking wise and defensively, because that's the levels that we have between Arsenal and Southampton at this particular moment. So for me, it would be unacceptable to not score at least 2 goals in the second half, especially with the talent that we have on the bench. Martinelli can come on and change the game. Trossard can come on and change the game. Mikel Merino, we don't even really need him at this point. But if Southampton start to kick on, he's an option there. Even Wanyeri can definitely come on and change the game as well. We've got a couple of youngsters that, again, Lewis Skelly, we don't really need at this particular moment unless we're a couple of goals up. So this is a very, very winnable game for me. If we don't go out and win this game, I'll be very disappointed and shocked. It will be more than a bad day in the office because, like I say, the game is extremely winnable. So that's where we're at. They've made a sub. They've made one sub, 3 yellow cards. You know, their goalkeeper looks, you know, even if you're looking at their bench, who's on their bench? They've got Brereton Diaz, Adam Lana, Adam Armstrong. You know, these are players that we can deal with, right? We should be the people to go and set the tone of this game and go and put it on them, and ultimately go and win the game by a goal or two. Like I say, 1-0 for me is not really going to be good enough in a game like this. It needs to be 2. It needs to be 3. These are the games that we need to be using to build our confidence. What we can't do is Arteta use this game to build players' confidence, and actually we come out of the game with less confidence than we had when we went into it. That's not going to work for us. You know, we need to be able to come out of this game feeling really positive, and leaving it on and leaving the pitch on a high going into the next game. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, using these games to go and build confidence is working against us at this moment in time. So, you know, everything goes in our favour in terms of us going out and winning this game. And like I said, I don't think, and maybe it's a championship thing, you know, Leicester did the same thing, but I don't think that they have come out to win this game. They've come out to draw the game. Maybe that changes late on. You know, in fact, it will change later on. You know, if we get to 70, 80 minutes in and it's still 0-0, you know, they may well feel that actually there's an opportunity for them to go out and try to win the game. Do you know what I mean? At the moment, they don't really look interested in winning the game. They're pretty happy to just bed in and defend, and you can understand that, right? You know, they're second bottom. They're second bottom. They're not really going to come out and try to battle Arsenal. You know, they've got 2 points in the Premier League all season. 2 points. You know, they're not going to come out against top of the league, not top of the league, but one of the better teams in the league, and try to play us. They had a draw against Ipswich, which is another relegation candidate. Where's the other point come from? Oh, that would be 2 points. Would that be 2 points as it stands? Yeah, loss. Yeah. Yeah, this would be the only other point of the season. So yeah, you know, this would be this you know, drawing against them would be unacceptable. They're not even really going to look for a point, really. They've scored 3 goals all season, and they've conceded 12. You know, we've got to go out and put it on this team. Leicester's a bit different, right? Leicester's got marquee players in you know, Jamie Vardy, and they've got a lot more kind of experience. You know, this Southampton team's got a lot of players. Some of the players that were here last time in the Premier League with some Premier League experience, but a lot of the players that are Championship players, really. So, you know, for me, we have got to be going out and winning this game by 2 or 3 goals. And test this goalkeeper. We've got to test him. Jorginho and Havertz having a bit of a conversation. I think Jorginho will be key. I do think Jorginho will be key. He's looked really good. Really, really good. And like I say, he doesn't want to be too involved. And that's perfect. You know, if we can play that way to support him, not make him too involved, but just pop the ball back to him to relieve some pressure, reset attacks, play the ball in behind, break the lines. That's going to be much better. That's where he wants to be. And these corners, man, we've got to deal with this. Off we go for the second half. And I guess, to be fair, we can't expect to score corners every game, right? But let's see if they practice straight away. I'm just going to try and notice and spot what they're going to try and do a little bit differently. It's a good pass from Calafiori. Jesus, Sterling into Jesus. Jesus can we get a shot away? He does. Oh, it's not far wide. That's better number 9 play from Jesus. That's what I'm talking about in terms of good management. The first thing we noticed, Southampton come up and push Arsenal and press a lot more aggressively than they did in the first half. Arsenal, as a response, go direct with shots to counteract that. You're going to try and come at me. I'm going to push you straight back. And finally, it looks like in the second half, the game's going to start. Because in the first half, it was barely a football game in the first place. Havertz doing a lot of the pressing now. It's more clear that it's Havertz not really sitting in a 10, but having a second striker next to him and Jesus as the two strikers in more of a 4-4-2. And Havertz being the one to go and do the pressing, and then Jesus being the one to kind of set the passing away. Ramsdale with a poor kick straight out and just gives the ball straight back to Arsenal. Agent Ramsdale, and he drops his head in shame. And Ramsdale can get rattled. We know that he can get rattled. You know, Arsenal are probably too nice, don't want to rattle him. Rattle this guy. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, it's 1 minute into the second half. He's done a kick straight out. It's gone straight over everyone's heads, over Arsenal's heads. It's gone straight out for an Arsenal throw. And he just drops his head and starts like thumping at his thighs. He's not happy. Get on top of him. Quickly. Southampton looking to press Gabriel, and they're not pressing Saliba as much, but pressing Gabriel a lot quicker. Partey with his first mistake, but he makes up for it really quickly. Arsenal playing risky, playing out from the back. Jorginho playing out from the back, and that's a foul from Cameron Archer. Very, very risky. It doesn't feel like it needs to be this risky. I never understand this for Arsenal. I'll tell you what, I feel like with a game like this, you bring on Martinelli and he goes and gets a goal. You know, as much as Sterling needs confidence and Jesus needs confidence, you know, Martinelli's a player that needs confidence as well at the end of the day. So great play from Partey. Again, he knows he's getting pressed really quickly and really aggressively. He just pops the ball through the attacker's legs and tries to set away Saka. Not the best pass from Saliba. And now Southampton will try to come forwards. Havertz looking a bit frustrated because he's got to do a lot of the pressing that other players won't do or aren't doing. Oh, Southampton come close. Southampton come really close. And I said, you make the game too comfortable for Southampton. Think about the changes they're going to make. Do you know what I mean? Their winger just runs in behind Calafiori, shrugs him off. It's a shot that's actually deflected by Gabriel, and then it falls to a Southampton player, and the flick just goes wide. Let's get some more control of this game back. We've got Saliba and Rice trying to play the ball at the back. Saka's caught in the challenge. Southampton coming forward again. You know, for me, the frustration is that we've even given Southampton the confidence to feel like they can come and do this. We should have ripped their confidence away completely, but it may work in our favour because it's going to just create more space and more gaps for us to go and exploit. But we need the right players. And I think Sterling is more of a player for when we have more of the ball. And Martinelli's more of a player for defensive legs and counter attack. You know, that the way that Southampton are playing now, that would be the change I would look to make. But can we get away? Jorginho and Havertz just misses the ball. Jorginho intercepts and plays Havertz in first time, but Havertz just misses that ball. We haven't really been able to get Saka back into the game in the second half so far. It's only been 5 minutes, but still. But this is where we're the poorest. The first 5-10 minutes, Jesus makes an interception, not clean. It ends up back to Ramsdale. But the first 5-10 minutes of the second half is always where we just look the sloppiest, always. Sterling going direct. Still going Sterling. Sterling. It's gone for a corner. Man City already 2-1 up against Fulham in the second half, and West Ham 3-1 up. Everyone else is taking initiative. First Arsenal corner of the half. We've got to do better with these corners. Gabriel looks up for it. Again, defended really well from Southampton from the set piece. David Raya goes long. Declan Rice keeps the ball in. Gabriel. Good play from Gabriel, to be fair. Gabriel stays high. He's waiting for a cross. The cross doesn't look like it's coming. Then it goes for a throw. The rotation's good. The team rotation's good. It hasn't worked, and we just need to look at, getting those players, like I say, like a Martinelli. I don't know if he's carrying a knock or something like that, but for me, Martinelli comes into this team and we'll look very different. Calafiori overruns. Look like a tough challenge between Calafiori and Aribo. Just overran that ball, Calafiori. And stretching, yeah. Only 53 minutes in, but you can start to see bits of that frustration creeping into an Arsenal team here. You can start to see it. There's Kovacic that scored again for Manchester City. Arsenal, Sterling picks up the ball. No foul. Pickpocketed. They're going to go direct over the top. Saliba tracking back. Cameron Archer's in. Cameron Archer, we look for a shot. He does. It's 1-0 Southampton. There's no way. There's no way. It was written. It was written in the stars. It was always going to happen. And like I say, we can't complain. We all wanted rotation. Shouts for a foul. Ref didn't give it. They've gone straight up the other end. One ball in. It's a good finish. It's a good finish from Cameron Archer. Is this a foul on Sterling? I think there's a foul there on Sterling, but it's not going to get given or overturned. Looks like it's onside as well. Again, if we've got Martinelli there, he's just going to turn and get going. Sterling is just too slow to make his decisions and to do anything. He's playing like walking football. And decisions need to be made quicker. Let's go and run direct at them. We're now 1-0 down at home against the second bottom of the league. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And we've done it to ourselves. I can't even be annoyed. We've done it to ourselves. And now you can see that they're getting, they're trying to rattle the Arsenal players. They're diving all over the place. They're flying into challenges. They feel a lot more emboldened now because we've given them that. We've given them this confidence. And Fernandes just going down for no reason is just fucking ridiculous. But we can't have this, boys. We cannot have this. We've got more than enough talent to come and win this game. Himanshu on vacation, I'm good, bro. How are you? Where you at? This is why Arteta doesn't want to rotate because, the drop off seems too high between, from one player to another, from Martinelli to Sterling. We could be in though. Jesus, can you find a pass? No, the pass is poor. In the mountains, Man said he's in the mountains. And man still got what? You still got internet in the mountains, That's a mad thing. Saka played in behind. Havertz, what can he do? 1-1. Yes, let's go. 1-1. Kai Havertz, thank you. Get Havertz back into the number 9 position, and this is what he can go and do. Havertz is a better number 9 than Gabriel Jesus. Honestly, Gabriel Jesus, his days at the club at this point in time are absolutely limited. But Kai Havertz, I thought he was going to pop that off for Gabby Jesus. He doesn't even think about popping it off. He just immediately gets on the ball and says, nope, I'm going to go and score. He knows that Ramsdale's a liability. Saka, interception, plays straight through to Havertz. It's another assist. I think Saka's going to break the record for consecutive assists in the Premier League. That's another assist consecutively for at home as well for Bukayo Saka. Once again. And again, it'll be another game that Arsenal can go on and win, but will make more difficult than it needs to be. Kai Havertz, for me, been the best player on the pitch for Arsenal so far. And I've been saying it not just since the goal, but I've been saying it consistently. He's been very, very good in this first half. He was very good in the first half. And I think he deserved more, possibly even deserved an assist, but he got himself a goal this time. Calafiori intercepts this time. Good play. Sterling, and he's been brought down. There's going to be an advantage played. Havertz is back post. Oh, Sterling just can't. Jesus can't find the pass. No, big facts. Saka said, bro, less of that. Bro, I said, to be fair, I did say in the first half, Saka and Sterling were both playing kind of walking football, and there was a level up that they could go. And Jesus just needs to come off, bro. On a big and serious level. Let's just get Jesus off, get Martinelli on. But Saka said, bro, allow it. Man said Southampton. No. Do you know what I mean? Here he comes. Now, Martinelli's going to come on. Mikel Merino is going to come on. And it looks like possibly Trossard's going to come on as well. All these men are getting hooked. All these men are getting hooked. Sterling hooked. Jesus hooked. Man said, we can't have you, man, in the title race. Come out of there, bro. Yeah, I don't know who's going to come off in the midfield. Probably Jorginho. But if Jorginho does come off, I think that's not unfair, but it's unfortunate. But Jesus and Sterling were dead. They've been dead. Yeah, and it is going to be Jorginho. Now, please, no red cards. No red cards. Arteta G'ing up the crowd. getting the atmosphere going. No red cards, please. Come on, man. Then serious. No excuses now. We've got close to our starting 11. We're going to go back to what we were doing before. Do you know what I'm saying? Arteta said, cool, you know what? I tried a ting. But that ting is finished now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just go back to doing what we do. Simple. Calafiori had a pass cut out. Mikel Merino's doing really well straight away, flying into challenges, as you'd expect from him. Oh, great challenge from Calafiori. Brilliant challenge from Calafiori. Oh, it's great play from Havertz as well. Can he find a pass, though? Find Saka. Saka. Rice. Oh, it's overhit by Declan Rice. Why? We need a shooter from midfield. We need a midfield shooter because Saka's had one from there. Partey's had one from there. Rice has had one from there. And like the Partey one was on target, but the others are just skyrocketed. We need someone that can score goals from midfield. That is really what we need. Yeah, man tried to skill against Saka. Saka said, less of that, blood. Give me that ball, bro. So I'm fake Fernandez, bro. I think the ref's done well this game, but there's been a couple of opportunities of there's been a couple of opportunities where he could have played advantage, like where he tried to play advantage. Sorry, where I don't think he should have, like the Sterling foul. You know, it should have been a yellow card, possibly a red. Who's this galloping forwards? That Havertz again. It was Havertz just picking up the ball, galloping through 2 or 3 players and trying to get a shot away. Bro, Havertz is like, bro, we know Ramsdale is dead, innit? Like we all know that Ramsdale's dead. So like, what are we on? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he's basically saying. Martinelli pressing. This is what we didn't have with Sterling. Brilliant. Look, immediately, you know, their right back's going to make that mistake because Martinelli's pressing in a way that Sterling wasn't pressing. We need to invest. This is why we invest in the right type of profile of player. Someone that's young and hungry. You know, Mikel Merino finds Partey. Thomas Partey. Oh, it's deflected and it's gone wide. That deflection could have easily taken it in. Let's see this again. It's gone for a corner. Yeah, it's deflected off Bednarak. Tell you what, Bednarak's been solid for them, to be fair. He's pissed me off today, but he's been solid for Southampton. He's been involved in everything. Poor corner from Saka. Poor corner from Saka. There's been a couple of poor corners from Saka, to be fair. We're trying to float the ball towards the back post, and some of them overhit, not really giving our attackers a chance to get on it. Good play from Merino. From Calafiori, sorry. Pass up wide to Martinelli. Crossed into the box. Finds Partey. Rice. He wants a shot. Does he? Partey again, fed to the back post. Havertz gives away a free kick. Or Merino gives away a free kick, rather. I mean, this game should have been wrapped up. It should have been wrapped up. Look how easy it was for us to, not easy, but no disrespect to Southampton, but once man said, fuck this, let me go get myself a goal. Man have gone and got a goal. Do you know what I mean? It's so annoying. Ramsdale kicks short. Ramsdale can't even kick long, blood. Martinelli intercepts, falls to Trossard. Bro, this defence, Southampton's defence are having problems with Martinelli and Trossard that they never had in 60 minutes of football or 50 minutes of football against Sterling and Jesus. Like, they just didn't. Like, that fullback never had to panic. Do you know what I mean? Ever. The intensity wasn't there. The level of intensity that you're going to get from Trossard and from Martinelli, you're just never going to get from Jesus and from Sterling. Arsenal now, 11 corners, and none of them have led to even a shot on target, which is poor given our track record so far in the game. We've got to turn this around. Cross comes in, near post. They get there first. Havertz gets a header on it, but it goes wide. Havertz is playing really, really well. He's still playing well. It's a good corner. It's a good corner from Rice. We've got Partey running near post to do that header, and I wonder why we just don't have Gabriel in that position. There's been some sort of foul that Havertz has given away. He disagrees with that. Let's see it now. Yeah, probably pulled his shirt a bit. Calafiori with a header. Good intensity again from Martinelli, intercepting any mistake that Southampton make. Martinelli's going to get onto it nice and quick. Marino now tries to find a crossfield pass when Trossard was there. Saka. Cross back post. Yes, 2-1 Martinelli. Come on. Come on. That is a brilliant goal. That is a brilliant goal, bro. Come on. This is what I'm saying. Against a team like this, look at the passion. Look at the passion, bruv. Look at the passion. Come on, man. These man, listen. Sterling and these man ain't got it, bro. They don't, bruv. They ain't got it. Like, let's keep our heads now. Declan Rice, captain in the making, said, keep our heads, boys. Keep our heads. Seriously. 2-1 Arsenal. Should have always been this way. Arteta loves the drama. Like, I'm just making us go down just to make us come back on purpose for the drama. Like, bro, allow it. Onside as well. Brilliant cross from Saka. Martinelli, instinctive. It's going to go to VAR, but that should be given. That shouldn't take very long. He's clearly onside. His feet are definitely onside. He's leaning. Jan Bednarak is leaning as well. I think Jan Bednarak is playing him onside. His feet are definitely onside. Surely he's onside. Surely. That'd be 2 assists for Saka if this is given. 2 assists for Saka. Bro, what are these angles that they're showing us? Like, bro, the angles they show us are so weird. These non-conclusive angles, bro. How long are they going to look at this offside? And they're showing us along the line of the goalkeeper's line, but that's not the line where the actual onside potentially is. So it don't make any sense. Yeah, he's onside. It's 2-1. Come on. Come on, man. That's the second time against a team that's just come up from the Championship that this has had to happen. That we've had to go down or had to make the game more competitive. Ramsdale beating at his near post. The less said about that guy, the better, bruv. The less said, the better, bruv. 70 minutes in, 2-1 Arsenal. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's go on and win this title, bruv. Seriously. What are we doing? Man said Cameron Archer. I like Sterling, but we need to look at the profile of player that we're going to look to sign. We want to be bringing in people that are young enough that they are moldable and that are going to buy into the system of what Arteta is trying to do. And with Sterling, he just doesn't look like that. He don't look like he's not within the profile of the kind of player, the kind of winger that we would typically be looking at. Good pass from Gabriel Havertz. Another 2 assists for Bukayo Saka, Martinelli. And Martinelli getting his confidence. Like I said, we're using this game to get Sterling his confidence, but Martinelli needs confidence as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Saka ball in to Trossard. Tell you what, Saka goes and gets himself a goal here. Great feet from Saka. Sits down the attacker. Saka. Oh my goodness, what a goal that would have been. Saka's literally just become... Yeah, he's just been unlocked, bruv. Saka's been unlocked. He's doing the stuff that people say he can't do. The feet, running at people direct, dropping the shoulder, sitting defenders down. He can do it. He just don't need to do it because he's a smart player. Calafiori with a cross in, low-driven cross and no one was there. And I think Saka might have broken that record for the most consecutive assists. Seven assists in 7 games for Saka. It's mad. I mean, you get him and Ødegaard in the team, and I know Ødegaard, people saying, we're playing well without him, but he's still a very creative player. Now Southampton making a couple substitutions. Adam Armstrong's coming on. Adam Armstrong's got some pace, and he's rapid, but we shouldn't. Their midfield really for the next 20 minutes should barely touch the ball anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? They shouldn't even really be playing the ball in behind enough for Armstrong to even. Great feet from Trossard. It's a poor pass though. It's a good physical battle in the midfield from both sides. Partey winning that challenge off Archer. Saka in the corner, doubled up on. What's he going to do? And Cameron Archer. I think that ball just went out, to be fair, just about, but the liner didn't give it. And Cameron Archer's a good player. If he can get an opportunity, he'll look for another goal, but we look like we've got another goal or 2 in us still. 1 player difference. That is how much Jesus brings down. Saka's been taken off the ball. He feels it's a foul. The ref says no. But the drop-off from Jesus to Trossard in terms of technical ability, I don't think the drop off is massive, but in terms of intensity, the drop off is crazy. You look at Sterling. Sterling's got way more goals and assists in his career and a much better trophy cabinet than Martinelli does. But what does that do to his motivation? What does that do to the intensity of his game? It's not there. It's just not there. You know, Arteta's built a team of players that are all mentally in the same place. They're all trying to prove a point in their football careers. So if they're trying to get their first trophy, they're all trying to prove a point. Adam Armstrong played it behind. Can he find a cross? He does find a cross. Partey does well. Can we get rid of it? And Rice does well to get rid of it there. Out for a throw rather than a corner. Calafiori's going to need some support because Adam Armstrong is the player. It's on his side. That's who they're going to be looking to get Southampton back into this game. We will need more goals. It's only 2-1. It's too close. We'll need more goals. And like I say, we've seen Southampton break Arsenal hearts before in the past. Calafiori with a good challenge. Martinelli hunting that ball down. The defender just gets it back to Ramsdale. And we know in these moments, Ramsdale was not really the guy that you want as your sort of saving grace. We know that as much as anyone. Good challenge from Rice. With Rice and Merino in there, I expect us to win most midfield battles. That's what they're there in to do. 50-50s and challenges. I expect you-man to be winning these battles. If we can get Saka in behind, I think Saka's going to score. I think Saka can and will score. He's got 2 assists. He'll look for a goal. But either way, he's going to take the responsibility on the pitch. Southampton coming forward again. Looking for a shot. And it goes wide. It's a good shot from Diblin. Long way out. I think it's gone for a corner. And he was always... We never really should have let that shot get away. He was always looking for a shot. We could see that. I think it's come off Merino. They're going to go for an in-swinging corner. Gabriel and Saliba haven't been up there attacking corners. Can they do well to defend one? Corner comes in. Oh, it's off the crossbar. It's off the crossbar. And David Raya gathers. He looks to set away a counter-attack. Martinelli's in behind. Can he just go direct? Oh, number 33 just got the legs on him. Martinelli wins the ball back, though. Plays the ball across to Havertz. Partey, Rice, just slowing the game down a bit. Game management now, 78 minutes in. Just have to manage this game. Brilliant ball in behind to Havertz. Havertz, he scored one already. Can he get another? He goes direct. Oh, not far away. I think if he gets that on target, that's in. Played from Trossard. Brilliant. Look at the difference between Trossard on the pitch and I don't know who's in his position, Jesus. And I'm sure this Southampton corner came off the crossbar. It did. So close to being 2-2. Oh, brilliant touch from Havertz. Couldn't get the turn away. It's a good touch, though. Armstrong against Calafiori. He's going to look to run, surely. Oh, they've nearly created another chance. Straight across the box. Straight across Arsenal's box. Tell you what, we need another goal. Because this 2-1 might not be enough. We've now given them too much confidence. Mikel Merino has not done too much since he's come on. He's won duels. When he flies into 50-50 challenges, he's good. But in terms of reading the game and knowing positionally where to be, it's not quite there. Tomiyasu looks like he's going to come on. That's probably going to be for Thomas Partey. This might be Partey's last action of the game taken on this throw. And like I say, you just get the feeling that we need another goal. And 2-1 just might not be enough. And Rice just pops that ball off for Saliba, and he wins the ball back, to be fair. Well played for Rice, but that pop-off was awful. Saka. The overlapping runs from Havertz have just been a nightmare for Southampton to deal with today. Back to Saka again. Across the box, 18-yard box. The ball's bouncing about. Finds its way to Rice. Calafiori. Can we find a shot? Great ball from Martinelli. Calafiori sits his defender down. Trossard. Rice again. Oh. Partey. Cross into the box. Back post. Southampton win it. Arsenal have it back though. This is better. Trossard. He'll go to the back post. Saka's there. Just a little bit overhit for Saka. Ramsdale will go long. Oh, it's a dodgy pass from Ramsdale. Oh, and it's a Southampton free kick. Just. Southampton try and take it quick. Oh, referee! What? That's a foul on Trossard in the box. I don't know how the ref hasn't looked at that, or how VAR's not looked at that. Trossard's just been taken down on the edge of the box. Now, Thomas Partey coming off. He's had a really, really good game, Thomas Partey. And Takahiro Tomiyasu coming on. Nothing silly for the last few minutes. 84 minutes in. Both teams need a goal. And this is the thing with playing relegation teams. You're playing a top team, you're playing like a mid-table team, the extra point don't really mean anything. But you're playing a relegation team, they need points, any points. They've only got one, I think maybe 2 points max. I think there's possibly 1 point in the whole season. Walker-Peters clamped by Saka. Saka's furious about the foul. I don't mind that though. Let's get an angry Bukayo Saka. Let's see what that looks like. Southampton on 1 point for the whole season. If they could get a point at Arsenal, that'd be massive for them. Meanwhile, Arsenal have to put pressure on Manchester City and on Liverpool. Man City currently winning 3-1. We have to win to keep pace with them. Havertz. Saka's put another one on Walker Peters. And Walker Peters needs some medical attention. Saka said, less of that, blood. Less of the foolishness. I like this performance from Saka, to be fair. Oh, it's just landed awkwardly, Walker Peters. Four minutes left plus added time. Just looking at the goals again, that first goal from Havertz is absolutely brilliant. To be fair, the second one from Martinelli is brilliant as well. But all three goals, even Cameron Archer's goal was a good goal as well. But Saka taking the game by the scruff of the neck, and that's what we need. Sterling and Jesus just always look like passengers in this game. Too passive. Oh, good touch from Havertz. Trossard in. Could he be in? Martinelli's with him. Can he find the pass? Oh, he can't. He wanted to go for himself. Saka, 3-1. Let's go. I told you Saka was going to score. I told you Saka was going to score. Of course he was. 2 goals, 2 assists, and a goal for Bukayo Saka. Captain's material. What can't he do? What can't Bukayo Saka do? We knew from we saw that first assist. MT said it in the chat. Saka said less of that. Enough of the foolishness. Do you know what I'm saying? He went on and just did it on his own. My baller, you know. He's too much, bro. Right foot across the keeper. The defender's gone down. Trossard should have squared it. He should have squared it. He lost the ball doing silly step overs. He tried to step over and it didn't work. Joe Aribo's tapped the ball away. The defender's taking a heavy touch and Saka just drives through that ball and gets the goal. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Taking all the responsibility on himself and just said, no, I'll do it myself. 3-1. How a man can doubt him, I'll never understand. Man, want to doubt him, you know. Serious. And I don't know if Walker Peters was off the pitch at that time. I don't know if he was. He's just been subbed out now. And now on comes Kivior for Calafiori. Calafiori's been really good. Really, really good performance from him today. And you know what? I wanted to give man of the match to Havertz, you know. I wanted to, but a goal and 2 assists, you can't. It has to be Saka. It has to. Not even to be biased. I think the reason I wanted to give it to Havertz is because, pause. But the reason I wanted to give man of the match to Havertz is because when we were on top, he was a big part of the game. And then when we struggled, his performance was the most consistent across the 90. But Saka, for me, we've got 9 minutes of added time here. Again, I'm just not sure where 9 minutes has come from, but whatever. Trossard, Saka. Tomiyasu's won the ball. Havertz has got the ball in the corner. We'll take that corner. Goes out for a corner. But for me, Havertz had the most consistent level of performance. He's still playing now at 90 minutes the same way he played at 5 minutes. Saka started slow and grew into the game. So on that basis, I wanted to give man of the match to Havertz. But you just can't. It's got to be Bukayo Saka. A goal and 2 assists is just undeniable. Undeniable. Get ready for Saka to take this corner. His corners haven't been the best. That's the one kind of negative of today's performance. Obviously, he's made up for it elsewhere on the pitch, but the corners haven't been the best. That's a good corner, though. The ball drops down for a second ball, and it comes out. That was a better corner. He's just been activated to play so much better in the second half. Ramsdale's looking for a foul. No, brother. You know how this game's played. The dark arts are out. Gabriel, great little chipped ball into Trossard. Gabriel's been playing some football in the last couple of games. Kivior. Trossard tries a flick on, but he just couldn't get there. Nine minutes added is outrageous. Good play from Rice. Kivior send it long. Martinelli. Honestly, what a game. What a performance he's had. Like, a couple games ago, he was struggling for confidence, and now he's coming on and being the difference maker. And that's why you can't count him out. Because those first 2 goals that we scored, you never saw Sterling scoring either of those goals, and you never really saw Jesus scoring either of those goals either. It would always have had to been substitutions coming on and scoring that goal. The Saka one, maybe some other people I think maybe could have scored it, but the first 2 definitely not. Good play from Havertz. Again, fantastic battling to keep that ball on the pitch. Really good stuff here. Really well-controlled performance. I think Marino's been good. Ball over the top. Brilliant ball over the top for Martinelli. Fullback's looking for the flag, and the flag was never coming. Fullback desperately looking for the flag. I don't know if it's gone up now. No, I don't think it has. Come on, man. Give me a corner. Give me a corner goal. Just for the vibes. I'll tell you what, it's 3-2 in the game, in the Fulham game. Man City Fulham. Can Man City do something for me, bro? Can Fulham do something for me, please? A Reece Nelson equaliser. Or a Smith Rowe equaliser. We'll be here for it. Please. 3-2 at Man City Fulham. I want a 4th right here. Declan Rice. I reckon he's just going to drop that onto the near post. Just drop it on the near post for me. Now it goes towards the back post. We win that header, but it's gone over. Southampton decide not to go long, try and play it out. Rice, good battle. Marino, good battle as well. Like I say, with Rice and Marino in there, you're just going to struggle to win the ball against them. And Martinelli just half asleep there. Always an exciting game, Arsenal, Southampton. I'd like a nice, quiet, straightforward game sometimes. Not every day make it the most exciting game. Like, it ain't got to be that. Good defending from Saliba. Good pass from Havertz again to set Trossard away. This time he'll release Martinelli, surely. Surely. He does. Martinelli, the angle's too tight. Can't get a shot away. The angle was too tight there. Havertz has been amazing. Honestly, this is like, yeah, sometimes we see performances from Havertz and we say that's a good performance for him. This isn't a good performance for him. This is just a good performance, period. Really, really solid, really quality performance from Kai Havertz. Cross in for Southampton, Tomiyasu. Defending Saka, can he just get rid of it? He can. 97 minutes. It's full time in the Man City game. That's over 3-2. 5-3 Brentford versus Wolves. And Leicester against Bournemouth still 1-0. Brentford versus Wolves, full time whistle's just gone. Will be the last game playing. Probably. One minute left of the added time. Good defense from Kivior. Trossard, don't overcomplicate it. Just get rid of it. Trossard, this the stuff that annoys me. It worked, we didn't lose the ball. But Trossard doing like flicks and reverse passes and stuff and step overs in our own box. Brother, just allow it. Like, there's just no reason for that. That the full-time whistle? Anytime now? The ref has blown the whistle. That is it. That is it. Full-time. Full-time. Arsenal 3. Southampton 1. More drama than it needed to be, as is always the way when it comes to Arsenal. I don't know why we love the drama so much. I really don't understand it. They went 1-0 up. That's the big dramatic point. They actually had to score to sort of activate us. I did say at halftime that it seemed like Saka was playing kind of walking football and taking it a bit easy. Sterling was playing walking football and taking it a bit easy. Jesus was trying some stuff but making the wrong decisions. But Havertz was brilliant. Havertz, Jorginho and Partey were all fantastic throughout the game. And only when we came out in the second half, I also said, I need to go do all this in a separate match reaction. But I said at halftime, let's not let them make the decision first. Let's let us be the people. Let's be on the front foot. Let's make the decisions before they make their decisions. We didn't do that. They made their decisions first. 1-0. I managed to come back and win 3-1. It was a good game in the end. Fair play to Southampton for fighting. Obviously, we managed to win quite comprehensively in the end, but it should have been even more comprehensive than that. Saka, again, carrying on with assists every single game at this point. I think it's 7 games or 8 games in a row, league games at home. He's getting assist after assist after assist. I need to double check. But listen, I need to go shoot my match reaction. Thank you for everyone that's tuned in, for all the comments, all the love. Like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we are out. Peace and love every time.